لكن تحديت الظروف وخضتها وحدي صبورا مستعينا بالصلاة. كم مرة عصف الأنين بداخلي، كم مرة قد ذاق قلبي من أسى محن تمر، وكم كرهت مصابها.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. ما بعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I have a little cold, so my nose is a bit bunged up, so apologies if I sound like I'm holding my nose. It's caught a bit of a cold. It's the weather, it's not the best. It's raining and I don't know, it's the UK, isn't it? There's no consistency. But before I start the video, I'd like to say Jazakumullahu khairan to a noble brother who generously donated a road mic to me. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless him in this world and the hereafter, accept his siyam, his ibadat, his du'as. It was a very noble gesture, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep him safe and away from all evil ins wa jinn. Allahumma ameen. Now, no introduction is needed, let's just say. Since the last 6 weeks or 7 weeks, if not longer, a Pandora box has been opened, or a Schindler's List has been uncovered, requiring our charities to provide as much transparency as possible. We know the clever marketing strategies, small print, 100% donation policies. Let's just say the more videos we're recording, the believers are starting to realize that, is it really 100% donation policy as claimed on the tin? Now, I have made my stance very, very clear that until these charities who are following the capitalistic model, living in the West, they are capitalizing on the situation in Gaza. They come with one face in public, but let's just say, and I'm speaking about the sector, I'm not speaking about individual charities per se, that they are scavengers. Since I decided to record these videos highlighting the issues within the charity sector, many brothers and sisters are questioning, and it's their right to question, and on top of that, it's their right to request documentation, a paper trail, because it's our wealth. And as it's our wealth, you are wukala, you are representatives, the ummah will continue to seek transparency and request it however they see fit. To add as a disclaimer, I am not disencouraging our brothers and sisters to donate in charity. But unfortunately, I believe that the charity sector has abused the beautiful tenet of zakat. They've exploited it. And needless to say, we are not picking things out of thin air. Let's just look at the Charity Commission's report on human appeal. So whoever's interested, go read it. Penny appeal. So there is a precedent that charities abuse or exploit zakat, sadaqah lillah. Even we had the former CEO of the National Zakat Foundation, and we've got a video to record regarding Mufti Faraz Adam. The UN have received information from the Zionists that they will no longer allow their aid trucks to go inside of Gaza. Otherwise,
what's your immediate reaction to this message from Israel that it will no longer allow your aid trucks into the territory?
Well, it's simply outrageous. The clock is ticking, and with this recent decision, the clock will be ticking even faster towards famine. There's more than 250,000 people who depend on UNRWA's food assistance in the north, and we haven't been able to reach them for the past 2 months.
We hear a lot about the necessity for aid to get into Gaza, and that's everything from food and water to medical assistance. Can you tell us specifically what it is that you are trying to deliver to Gaza, which you now will not be able to?
I mean, we're talking about the vast majority of the population that has been forced to flee their homes or the places of refuge. At UNRWA alone, we are hosting over 1 million people who live in United Nations UNRWA shelters. they lost everything and they need everything and they need the basics. And right now, the most important commodity that people need is food. I would also say that they need safety and they need protection above all, and a ceasefire, which is very, very much overdue. With this recent decision, the clock will be ticking even faster towards famine. There's more than 250,000 people who depend on UNRWA's food assistance in the north, and we haven't been able to reach them for the past.
Communication director expressed her concerns regarding the Zionist decision to stop aid trucks from UNWRA, who provide the most aid to the Palestinians. Not these Western charities. As I said before, you're a needle in a haystack. You're a pin drop in the ocean. This issue of aid being blocked, this has been going on since January. Aid has been trickling in. Yes, there's other means, and I don't need to come out public and explain what that means. But ultimately, this issue has been going on for a very long time, at least 2 months. To add, let's listen to another UN employee or staff member highlight the same issue, but in connection to the aid blockade or the trucks being blocked in Rafah.
Heading back into Gaza now. Outrageous how many life-saving supplies are so desperately close to those who need them. Food, water, medicines, life-saving supplies, because we know just across there in the border children have died of malnutrition. Children have died of dehydration. These are the supplies that so urgently need to get across into the civilians of Gaza. And the most efficient way, the only way we are going to save the lives of the numbers of children who are so desperately in need is by these roads.
هذول الشحنات هلا اللي بدهم لسه عليها الدور اللي عليها الدور اللي تفتشت الناحيه الثانيه بص في الناحيه الثانيه هتلاقي في الدور 5 مرات زي ما انت شايف فتشوا ومنتظرين بقى يخشوا بالطريق مشينا حوالي ساعه من العريش لحتى المعبر يمكن شفنا اكثر من 15,000 شاب تفوق مساعدات.
Heard the UN spokesman, UNWRA, and also Egyptians who have written in Arabic, عشرات الآلاف من الشاحنات المساعدات, that there's tens of thousands of aid trucks at the Ma'bar Rafah, which is closed, and the Egyptian military and the Jordanians are just basically throwing it from the sky. And just to confirm, it's not just the UK charities, it's all over the diaspora in the West, whether it be the Americas or the Australias. They're capitalizing, they're exploiting this issue of Gaza. The amount of money that's been raised, it's unimaginable. And when they talk about the new route, which we're going to get to, we've got pertinent, hard-hitting questions to ask. Just yesterday, the UN Secretary General went to the Rafah crossing, just to show you that this issue is ongoing. Don't listen to these charities thinking that they could get aid in as they please. So as you can see on screen, we've got an article, and I'll show you the screenshot of the UN video. There's no need to play because the article covers it. It mentions that Gortes calls from Rafah for a ceasefire in Gaza and the entering of aid which is blocked in Egypt. This is the 24th, blocked. Okay? It mentions دعا الأمين العام للأمم المتحدة Antonio Guterres خلال زيارة إلى المعبر رفح. That it mentions that the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres whilst he was visiting the Rafah crossing in Egypt, he calls for a ceasefire, which is necessary to enter aid, which is blocked in Egypt. Okay? And it needs to be delivered quickly. And here's a screenshot of the UN YouTube channel, which shows the actual 5-minute video. If everyone wants to watch, click the link in the bio. What's the new developments? The charities have realized that, hold on, we're getting tens of millions of 20 millions of pounds, which again they've collected, gift aid and whatnot, getting the dosh in, and it's struggling. They must have realized that, you know what, pressure is going to be piled on us. So they've opened up a new route. Where's this new route? Okay, where is this new route? So they've decided now, because of the issues, and once again, I like to add, if you're getting aid in as you please, why are you taking these drastic measures? Which is fine, any new route is commendable to get aid in, but it's just marketing. Because you're not consistently getting aid in this way. It's just to get it for the cameras to show, look, we're doing what we can, keep giving us money. Anyway, so many charities, and I'll name them later, they've opened up a new route from Jordan. So the Rafah crossing is in Egypt, right? So why are they going to Jordan? I'll tell you why. Because they are working with a Jordanian charity organization, the Hashemiyah, and what they're doing is that they're flying in from Amman using the logistical airport in Arish, and there's only a certain amount of tons, and we're going to show you how much tons they are, about 50 tons or whatnot. But then if you compare it in terms of the money that they raised, how much are you paying these, Jordanian Hashemite charity organization? Because it's not just one charity, there's like 3-4 charities using this route. But if you're getting aid in as you please via Egypt, why's the need of flying from Jordan into Egypt when you're in Egypt and your trucks are getting in as you please because you got permits and whatnot? So here, as you can see on screen, you got Amman here in the map. And as you can see, you got it flying into Arish, which is like a coastal logistical airport. And Rafah's right there. And then you got Gaza. So they're flying in, not just one charity, not just in the UK, in other continents as well, Western charities. And they're using this route, flying in from Jordan, right? And as you can see, we've got Human Appeal. As you can see, they got the nice military plane behind. So, working with our partners, Jordan Hashemite Charity Organization, we shipped 5 planes and 3 containers of humanitarian aid, including winter clothing, from Jordan to our warehouse in Gaza. No, you haven't been. You've been flying into Arish. You're not flying into Gaza. That's misleading there. As you can see, clothing from Jordan to our warehouse in Gaza. It's misleading, but meaning they're landing in Arish and then they get it via the Jordanian Hashemite Charity Organization, and they get it in. Play a video for you from the CEO of Al Khair Foundation, and he also speaks about this route as well.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Respected brothers and sisters, I'm at the Jordanian Army Airport. This is not public, this is Army Airport, mashallah. And here, mashallah, this is the cargo aeroplane. Entire aeroplane, mashallah, is going exclusively with Al Khair Foundation stocks. Behind me you can see pallets upon pallets. There are total 72 pallets, mashallah, here. On each pallet there are 48 boxes. Total 43 ton is the weight of the stock, and along with the cargo and including myself on this plane, that will become around 50 ton, you can say, mashallah.
Human Appeal, who will investigate for mismanagement of funds, I wouldn't really trust them. You got Al Khair Foundation, 50,000 an ambulance, 50,000 a truck. And he mentioned, what did he say? He said it was 72 pallets at 43 tons. So you've got 1,300 per pallet for food supplies and £2,000 per pallet for medical supplies. So I'd like to ask you, how much money have you raised, right? We're talking about the whole campaign from the start until today, which is March the 20th. How much money have you raised altogether, right? Because we need to work it out, right? It's our money. Once again, how much have you paid the Jordanian Hashemite Charitable Organization? Because of Human Appeal are doing it. You're not exclusive, because Human Appeal are doing it. You're doing it. And we've also got MATW Appeal also doing the same thing. So let's watch a video from them.
Brother Mahmoud, a lot of people at home are still asking, are our trucks still getting through now?
We've made it very clear on our social. When it comes to the trucks, there is only a certain limitation of our control, which is Egypt, as you know. The way we've been very transparent about that process to ensure that trucks are going through is before we're committing to any trucks, we're getting pre-approvals to ensure that it goes through. So we'll get a nominated window time frame with an approval of this much trucks is going to the borders. We will also physically fly there, load the trucks as you've probably seen, and we will ensure that we will load up these trucks as quick as possible to get them through to those borders with the approval process. Egypt has only got a certain approval up into the borders, and then it's either the UNRWA or the Palestinian Red Crescent that take over those, but then we get confirmation of those trucks in those borders going through with a video or a photo to ensure that it goes through.
Yeah, Brother Mahmoud mentioned they get a pre-approval, meaning a window, and they say this much trucks are allowed, okay, via UNWRA. I'm sure you got documentation to support that, my brother, right? You must have raised tens of millions of dollars, American dollars. If it was pounds, I'm sure it's the same thing. Obviously, the pound, sterling, its currency is more. So, how many trucks have you sent in? Before we even get into that, how much money have you raised, right? And if it's a 100% donation policy, every single dollar or pound sterling needs to be accounted for. So you're using this route now, this new route via Jordan and flying in. So how much are you paying the Jordanian Hashemite charitable organization? Let me tell you something. I know how the Muslim world works. Nothing's done for free. Nothing is done for free. So if you have no issues getting aid in because you got this pre-approval via Egypt, then why are you flying from Jordan? Yeah, I'm not denying it. If you could get it in quicker, alhamdulillah. But then let's do the comparison of how much money you raised, right? How much money you've raised. And this is what we need to know. No one's denying that you are getting trickling of aid in. We're not denying that at all. And we'll get to the figures that you mentioned. I think it was 60. So how much money you've raised 60 trucks. And we'll work it out. How much is it a truck, whether it's medicine or food, we'll work it out. 100% donation. You're claiming it, not me. All three of you are claiming it. How much money are you raising? Our money. Our money, I repeat. Our money. How much have you raised? Let's ask. Let's open up the floor. Right? So, we'll request them to give us the answers because they're using that new route now, which is fine. Any route, I'm not complaining, that gets aid in. But the UN are saying there's issues. The Gaza Strip, has been blocked for ages. I've been recording videos about it. Even Al Jazeera did a report, as you can watch.
هكذا تبدو الشاحنات المتكدسة على الجانب المصري من الحدود من صور مسيرة سجلت في 22 من فبراير وحصلت عليها الجزيرة. مئات الشاحنات تصطف على جانبي الطريق والتفرعات وأماكن الوقوف. تصطف أياما وربما أسابيع من الانتظار. وهكذا هو المشهد في الجهة الأخرى. وهذا هو مشهد الشاحنات المتكدسة عبر الأقمار الصناعية. مئات الشاحنات تشاهد ليس على مد البصر فحسب، بل على مد صور تؤخذ للمعبر من الفضاء الخارجي. وهذا هو المشهد للناس على الجانب الآخر من الحدود. وهنا مشاهد لأطفال يموتون جوعا تنقل عبر وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي، ومشاهد أخرى للموت جوعا تنقل عبر شاشات التلفزة حية للعالم. كل وسائل التكنولوجيا ترصد الجوع وهو ينهش 2,200,000 نسمة، فيما يقف العالم موقف المتفرج. عندما بلغت الحرب 100 يوم صنفتها الأمم المتحدة على أنها أكثر 100 يوم دموية في القرن 21 قائلة: لإيجاد فترة مماثلة شهدت قدرا أكبر من إراقة الدماء تجب العودة في التاريخ للإبادة الجماعية ضد التوتسي في رواندا عام 1994. لا يأتي الموت عن طريق إسالة الدماء فقط، بل عن طريق التجويع حتى الموت. 90% من الأطفال تحت سن 6، و95% من النساء الحوامل يعانون سوء التغذية الشديد، في حين تصل نسبة الأطفال الذين يعانون سوء التغذية الحاد إلى 1 من 6 في شمال قطاع غزة. وبحسب التقديرات فإن كل إنسان بحاجة إلى كيلوغرامين من المؤن يوميا. إذن هل يمكن ل2000 شاحنة تحمل كل منها في المتوسط ما يساوي 20 طنا من الحمولة أن تحل أزمة جوع يعاني منها أكثر من مليون.
They've raised tens of millions of pounds, right? It's not enough for them to just show us a few trucks going in and say, look at these route. And if that's the case, let me ask you these three charities. Are you consistently flying aid in? No, you're not. You think the Jordanian government is that generous? Are you consistently got aid flying in from Amman to Al Arish every single day? If that's the case, it's not possible. So it's just a marketing campaign again. Yeah, look at us. We're getting the aid flown in. Obviously, you got to pay for that. Jordanian government ain't going to do that for free, obviously. And then, look at this. We're getting aid in as much as we can. And then they're raking in the tens of millions of dollars and pounds. Look, we're not gullible. We're not ignorant. Let's call it out as it is. Okay, so we let them answer those questions. Because ultimately, everyone's now on this, route, aren't they? Fly it in. So, also, Al Khair Foundation, and I need to get clarification on this. As you can see on screen, it's on their website. It mentions, you donated, we delivered in Gaza. So they have delivered 1 million hot meals, as you can see, in Gaza. 1 million hot meals. So come back to me now. The Gaza population is 2.2 million, right? 2.2 million. The north has been blockaded. The Al Jazeera journalists have confirmed for 2 months, aid did not get in until recently. 1 million, that's half the population of Gaza. If you're paying for food, meaning because it's extortionate, you're sending money in, how much money have you sent into Gaza? Because you know the aid issue, because that's why you're flying from Jordan, Al Khair. Because you know there's issues at the border. There is issues at the border, hence why you're using this new route. Because you've also said that you've sent in 225 aid trucks to Gaza. If you've got that readily flowing in, 225 trucks going in, that's a lot of trucks. I've been speaking to charities and they said, oh, that's an exaggeration. I'm not saying that you haven't got aid in or trucks in. But like the old saying goes, if it's not broken, don't fix it. It's not broken. You're getting 225 trucks in. Carry on. Why are you flying from Jordan? From Amman, landing in Arish? Because you're already in Egypt anyway. You're getting 225 trucks in. That's a lot of trucks. Beautiful. So how much money have you raised then? If you got 225 trucks in, it's 50 grand a truck for one of them. You must be raking it in. SubhanAllah. And 1 million hot meals? You fed half the population of Gaza, so why are they starving? You fed half the population of Gaza. 2.2, 1 million, nearly half the population. Come on. Like, seriously. Where are you getting these figures from? 1 million? Where? In Rafah? Where? In the north you're not. Because I can guarantee you're not getting it in the north. So where are these 1 million hot meals that you've been feeding the people of Gaza? SubhanAllah al-Azim. And this is the pertinent questions that we need to ask, right? Everyone's promoting their ads. Sponsored ads everywhere. Facebook, I'm seeing ads everywhere. On YouTube. It's being exploited. I'd like to ask, sincerely, to our charities, the three that are named, Human Appeal, Al Khair, and MATW. How much money have you raised? I'm talking about individually. How much money have you raised? How much money have you spent? How many trucks have you sent in? We could work out the math. You could show us paperwork, right? Because according to MATW, they get pre-approval, they get a window, so you should have documentation for that, right? The UNWRA have been saying that there's trucks waiting outside. UNWRA are saying that they're no longer able to get aid in. So how are you getting it in? If UNWRA, who are the main suppliers of the aid, tents and medical supplies, you got the medical supplies, as I mentioned in my last video, how are you going to get it in then? You tell us. Right? Your special permits are going to work because the UNWRA ain't going to be able to get it in. So, I have to consistently bang on about the funds, the money, because it's exploitation. I want to make a dua, an open dua, and I want everyone else to join me. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to disgrace, to humiliate any charity that's exploiting zakat, sadaqah or lillah. Gulu amin. Say Amin. You join us as well. Say Amin. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to expose, disgrace and humiliate anyone who has taken advantage of the situation in Gaza. Gulu Amin. Say Amin. Amin. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to show us their disgrace in this world and in the hereafter. Allahumma Amin. There you go. Can't get fairer than that. You're no different to Comic Relief and Children in Need and all those other charities who have been fined for exploitation of the hundreds of millions that they've raised over the course of many, many years. I think it was 2000. 1 million hot meals Okay, that's fine. Half the population in Gaza have been fed 225 trucks. The other ones are flying in, but they're getting the aid in. It's nice and easy. Got this window, but they want to fly in from Jordan when they already got bases and they got a nice system working with the UNWRA. But yeah, they want to just market and show, look, yeah, we're getting planes in. Yeah, keep donating, give us the millions. Honestly, it's amazing what people would do for exploitation of zakat. And I'm not saying exploitation of zakat solely on one charity or two charities or three charities, but the sector is definitely exploiting zakat. Sadaqah lillah. So take care of yourself. Sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad.
ليس الغريب غريب الشام واليمن إن الغريب غريب اللحد والكفن إن الغريب له حق لغربته على المقيمين في الأوطان والسكن سفر بعيد وزاد لن يبلغني وقوتي ضعفت والموت يطلبني ما أحلم الله عني حيث أمهلني وقد تماديت في ذنبي ويسترني تمر ساعة